Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you who are new to my channel, or maybe you have forgotten, we are in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. How have you guys been? My loyal viewers, and yes, you guys, my precious subscribers. How's your gardening coming along? Why don't you guys let me know in the comments below? What are we going to talk about today? Now that the weather is finally warming up, guys, what is going on in our gardens? Pests and insects love that warm weather. So today we're going to talk about 4 flowers that naturally repel pests and insects away from your home gardens. Come with me, let's get talking. If you're looking for that online gardening channel that offers tips, tricks, and just easy yet proven gardening advice to bring your home garden to that next level, then stick around, guys. You are absolutely in the right place. Start with clicking the subscribe button below. And if you never want to miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos, also click the bell icon. YouTube will notify you every single time I will upload a new gardening video. Now come with me. Let's get gardening. Temperatures are warming up, guys. So insects and pests, unfortunately, are on the loose. In today's video, we're going to talk all about 4 flowers which you can, and in fact should, plant around your home, in your home garden area, that if planted properly can and will naturally repel nasty insects and unwanted pests. We're also going to talk about how to plant each flower correctly, and when interplanted with your veggies and your fruits, they can help you manage and repel pests naturally. And if you're like me, where you have kids at home or furry friends such as dogs or cats, I prefer to use organic, natural products as much as possible. I prefer to use natural, safe, organic repellents, fertilizers, soil, even seeds in my home garden, as I know that my family, those whom I love so dearly, will be around my garden and will be consuming the herbs, the fruits, and the veggies that I am growing. So the flowers that we're going to talk about today, they repel insects and pests. Why? Because the animals, pests, and insects find the scents from these particular flowers to be repulsive to them, yet they still look gorgeous. And not only that, they still attract beneficial pollinators to your home garden that you need so bad in order to grow abundant harvest of veggies and fruits. So the first flower that can naturally repel insects and pests are alliums, guys. So garlic, onions, shallots, leeks, they are all prone to insects and pests. So when you interplant alliums in your home garden, not only do they look stunning, they will also repel those nasty pests away from your garlic plants, your onion plants, your shallots, and your leeks. So the natural smell of alliums repels pests naturally. They will stay away from your garden beds. They will leave your garlic alone. They will leave your onions alone. However, there is one problem when it comes to alliums. Alliums are done blooming about mid-June. So that is when they're done doing their pest repelling job in your home garden. So what should you do come July, come August, come September? Peak of summer, plenty of pests to go around. So if you're looking to interplant that alliums, just remember, guys, that they only do their job until about mid-June, and then they're done growing for that gardening season. Luckily, there are other flowers out there, guys, that you can plant in your home garden that will continue repelling insects and pests in your home garden naturally throughout the whole entire summer season. So what is flower number 2 that you can plant in your home garden that will naturally help repel insects and pests away from your home garden? And that is sunflower, you guys. Sunflowers are not only stunningly beautiful, if planted correctly, they will help repel insects and pests away from your home garden. And let me tell you everything you need to know about growing sunflower in your home garden for the purpose of repelling insects and pests. Sunflower is an amazing flower, guys, that can help control insects in your home garden. It's not their pest repellent properties that make sunflowers so valuable. It's their ability to attract pests. I have been personally planting and growing sunflowers for quite a long time as a means of pest control, guys. And you know what? These guys do an amazing job keeping pests away from my home garden. So what kind of bugs or pests can sunflowers help repel away from your home garden? Leaf-footed bugs, sting bugs, shield bugs, all of these pests will be repulsed. Anywhere where you have sunflower growing, they will stay away and off your plants. So when it comes to planting and growing sunflower for the purpose, again, of naturally repelling insects and pests, you do not interplant sunflower within your home garden. In fact, you plant your sunflower somewhere nearby your home garden area for the purpose of distraction. They will attract pests to themselves, which is why you do not want to interplant your sunflowers. Again, you want to use sunflowers as a distraction plant or distraction flower. As you could see, guys, you are familiar with my south side garden over here. We planted artichokes, asparagus, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts in here together, raspberries. So this is my large garden space over here. And let me show you now where I plant my sunflowers. Right over here. So basically, I never plant my sunflowers in my home garden area. I plant them nearby, right over here where you see this drip line. Basically, I plant them all along this retaining wall. Why? Because as they start to grow all along this wall, they will serve as a distraction plant, meaning they will attract bugs, shield bugs, sting bugs, leaf-footed bugs to themselves. Hence, these bugs will not be interested in my south side garden area. So when sunflowers are young and vibrant, that is not when they typically attract the bugs to themselves. They will attract insects and pests when their heads are nice and large, basically when they're full of the sunflower seeds. So also remember, guys, your sunflowers will bend back and will die out, which is exactly why I always have multiple sunflower varieties, and I plant them with various plantings over here. Again, I am planting my sunflower seeds over here along this retaining wall as a form of natural distraction away from my herbs, my veggies, and my berries here in the south side garden. If you grow squash, zucchini, pumpkins, melons, cucumbers in your garden, then you definitely know how damaging pests can be. And it's good to know that there's always a natural solution for you out there. Younger sunflowers are appealing to bees, and older sunflowers are appealing to those nasty, unwanted pests. By sowing some seeds every single week, this way you can ensure that you're going to have continuous harvest of sunflowers in your home garden. What is flower number 3 that when planted correctly can and will repel pests away from your home garden? That flower number 3 is borage. Borage is good. In fact, it is excellent when it's planted with tomato plants. Why? Because it naturally repels hornworm, which is absolutely a dreadful pest when it comes to tomatoes. So the way borage works is you must interplant it with tomatoes. Also, borage works wonders when it comes to controlling and repelling cabbage moth. So if you guys grow brassicas in your home garden, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, then you should indeed consider interplanting borage in your home garden space. There is one negative aspect when it comes to interplanting borage that I want to tell you guys about. It self-seeds and self-multiplies. So if you do not control it or you do not manage borage, it will multiply tremendously and you're going to have borage growing everywhere. So do not let your borage plant go to seed, as it will self-multiply, self-reproduce. So when you see your borage flower starting to droop, that is when you pull it out of the soil. You do not let it go to seed. So borage does an excellent job repelling hornworm and cabbage moth. But if you do not keep an eye on your borage, it could be more headache and more trouble than what it's actually worth. So what is flower number 4 that can naturally repel pests and insects away from your home garden? That flower number 4 is Nasturtium. Nasturtium is notorious for repelling 2 horrific insects away from your home garden. So what 2 nasty insects can Nasturtium, when planted and grown correctly, help repel from your home garden? It will repel squash bug and cucumber beetle away from your plants. If you grow squash, zucchini, cucumbers, melons, you as a home gardener know how damaging, how annoying insects and pests can be in your home garden. So interplanting nasturtium with your plants, with your vining plants, it will serve as a distraction. It will attract pests to itself and will help keep pests away from your vining veggies. Nasturtium is a vining plant, a vining flower. So when you interplant it with your veggies, it will vine kind of over your vegetables, hence serving as a distraction. Nasturtium's job is to confuse pests, hence repelling them away. But just like with borage, it's not all flowers and butterflies. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to keep a very, very close eye on your nasturtium plants. There are some drawbacks when it comes to interplanting nasturtium in your home garden that I want to let you guys know about, so you can think and consider whether or not you want to interplant this specific flower in your home garden. So one of the drawbacks when it comes to growing nasturtium as a way of naturally repelling insects and pests is that while it will repel, distract, confuse certain pests or insects, it does unfortunately attract some other pests and insects to your home garden, which you also might not want to have. Nasturtium can unfortunately attract cabbage moth and aphids. Nasturtium can also attract cabbage butterflies. So when interplanting nasturtium, you need to think about your garden layout. So if you are growing brassicas, such as cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, then you definitely want to keep nasturtium on the opposite side of your home garden, as again, it will repel certain pests, but it is notorious for attracting cabbage moth and cabbage butterflies. So you want to keep nasturtium away from your brassica plants. For those of you, my loyal viewers who stayed with me until this point in my new gardening video, I'm going to give you a little treat. I'm going to tell you about a fifth flower that when planted and grown correctly can and will naturally repel insects. And this fifth flower is your Pyrethrum daisy. Pyrethrum daisy also goes by the name painted daisy. So some of you, when you hear the name Pyrethrum daisy, you might start thinking right away about the pyrethrin concentrate. And what is pyrethrin concentrate? Pyrethrin concentrate is a concentrate which is naturally extracted from a chrysanthemum flower, and it's absolutely potent. It is natural, yet it's absolutely potent when it comes to killing pests and insects in your home garden. So it's basically a natural botanical insecticide, but it is absolutely deadly to any insect or any pest that comes in close contact with it. Pyrethrin concentrate is a potent neurotoxin to insects, and it repels so many insects, guys. Some of them are ticks, leafhoppers, spider mites, cabbage white butterflies, cabbage moths, etc. One negative aspect about growing Pyrethrum daisy that I want to tell you guys about is that they just might attract aphids to your home garden. However, aphids are usually a problem, a concern earlier in the spring season. And aphids, luckily, can be controlled, can be repelled using a natural organic product called neem oil. For those of you who are struggling with aphid or aphid infestation and don't know of any natural remedies, any natural mixtures that when applied to your plant will repel aphids. I have a video on my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor, where I talk all about aphids. What are aphids? How can you recognize when you have an aphid issue, aphid infestation, and how you can naturally repel and get rid of aphids once and for all. This video is still available on my channel, and you could still view it if you're interested in seeing that video. So isn't it just amazing to know that we can plant things in our garden? Not only beautiful things, but also plants that we can use to our advantage, that will not only beautify our garden, our landscape, but will also naturally repel those unwanted pests and critters away from our garden space. So I didn't want to make this video, guys, with only telling you the upsides of growing these 5 flowers. I wanted to also let you know and make you aware of all the possible disadvantages that you might incur when planting and growing these flowers in your home garden area. So basically, if you do things incorrectly, if you grow these 5 flowers in the wrong place or incorrectly, you can unfortunately attract some additional unwanted pests. So you have to always think, always educate yourself, always research things, and just weigh the pros versus the cons. So growing these 5 flowers, what we just talked about, sunflowers, allium, borage, it's a give and take, guys. You must understand how each of these flowers work in order to grow them in your home garden as an advantage, as a benefit, and as natural pest repellents. So now for those of you, my loyal viewers, and you guys, my precious subscribers that have stayed with me until the very, very end of this video, I want to leave you with 3 pieces of very, very important advice. So advice number 1. So while some plants will repel unwanted insects from your garden, you have to remember they might also attract some other insects. So you have to make sure that those insects, which they might attract to your garden space, are the insects that you need and want in your home garden. Advice number 2, while interplanting any of the previously mentioned flowers in your home garden, you should remember, while they will repel pests, insects, they will not necessarily 100% eliminate them. So don't for a second think that these are your permanent insect pest solutions. Remember, they will repel most, but they will not fully eliminate them. So don't despair, guys. If you still see some critters, some insects in your garden, don't blame your flowers. Don't think they're not doing their job. They absolutely are, guys. But again, they're natural repelling flowers. So if you still see some insects in your home garden, you might still need to invest in a organic, natural insecticide. And advice number 3, just remember that the plants which we are planting as a form of natural repellents might and most likely will have a shorter lifespan than those plants which we are trying to protect. For example, the lifespan of borage flower is much shorter than the lifespan of your tomato plant. So don't expect your flowers to work for you all season long. You might have to keep planting new batches. As one batch dies off, you might have to seed the next batch in order for these flowers to keep repelling insects and pests away from your garden all summer, all gardening season long. So this is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on this mild, sunny, beautiful spring day in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we spoke about not 4, but 5 flowers, which if planted and grown correctly, will help repel pests and insects naturally away from your home garden space. If you found this video to be useful, helpful, informative, then show me that support, guys, by clicking thumbs up. Super easy for you to do, and it's so pleasing to me to know that you guys enjoy watching my videos, that you find my videos to be useful and helpful. And if you haven't yet done so, guys, subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. And don't forget to click that bell icon if you want YouTube to notify you every single time I upload a new gardening video. Now stay healthy, happy, and be well, guys, and happy gardening. And I'll see you guys again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye, guys.